Hey guys, welcome to Leipzig-halle in Germany, and I do apologize to my German viewers for that improper pronunciation. We're on our way to Farnborough, England, and I do apologize to my British viewers for that improper pronunciation. We're in the TFDi MD-11. I'm a member of the quality assurance team over at TFDi. This is the new release, just came out late last night, and we're going to take this airplane on an FSI panel, bottom right-hand corner of the screen, FSI panel, train like a real pilot's application for Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I highly recommend you get. You can do pattern work and pre-canned ATC, diverts, medical emergencies, engine failures, all sorts of things. Best program I've ever discovered, for especially for content creation. We're inside, everything is loaded. I've checked the ATIS, and I'm going to come in and go to clearance on 121.68. Leipzig clearance. This is FSI 001, gate 132, like a clearance to Farnborough, and we have information Bravo.
FSI panel 001, delivery Morgan. Clear to destination as filed. Runway 26 right. Port tag 5 November departure. Climb flight level 70 in your scope 4651.
Okay, that's FSI 001. Good morning. Cleared to destination is filed. Runway 26 right, or tag 5 November. Climb flight level 070, squawk 4651.
FSI panel 001, your readback is correct. When ready, contact ground 121.805 Schönetag.
FSI 001, ground 21805 Schönetag. I don't know if I said that right. 121.805 is set. And after that, our frequencies, they should be set in the frequencies automatically. Tower 25.955, 25.955, and that's the last one we'll set. We'll let FSI panel do the rest for us, as I do have a program to do that. Some flows, but I'm not going to do the flows either. 955, and there it is, 21.805, 21.805. Okay, and let's go ahead, get GSX, go to the overhead. I'm going to get the beacons on. I got to disconnect the external. So I probably need to do that. Services. Take the external off. Doors are closed. And checklist. Seatbelt sign, status page, aux pump and beacon. Seatbelt sign, status page, aux pump and beacon. Seatbelt sign, we should have had that on 10 minutes prior. Status page, aux pump, and we go to status page on the system display control panel, and it just says engine ignition. We know that. I'm going to put it on air. That's what I want to be first. Leipzig ground. FSI 001, like to push back and start for gate 132. Information, Bravo.
FSI panel 001, ground, good morning. Push and start approved, facing east on November.
Push and start approved, facing east on November for FSI 001.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Let's start. Good to start. There we go. We look for 25 min on the pressure. Guys, I'm not going to do as much talking as I usually do. So I usually take you cold, dark airplane. Make sure you have at least 25 when that start valve opens. And we want to make sure we have... Oh, did that ignition not go on? I see what's going on here, guys. There we go. That's better. and we want to make sure we had at least 25, and we do. Should have been my first clue. And then that's 15, and we're going to bring up the 15%, bring it up. Yeah, so I usually do a lot more talking. I do it from cold, dark, brief you on FSI panel, brief you and complete of the flight. I'm going to do this more real time, a little more immersive. Plus we have a long flight. I wanted to keep the video a little bit shorter. This will be in with all my playlists for the MD-11 down in the description below the video. So if you want to click and see a lot of full flights, cold, dark on, that's great. This is just going to be the FSI panel from the gate, ready to go. 2, 4, 6, 8 the oil, and 12. We all know about that nowadays. Starting number 1, no anti-ice is necessary. We're at 26 degrees. All right, so coming in here once again. Quite a glare, huh? We want to make sure we have at least 25 psi, at least, and we want to make sure we have an oil pressure rise, which we do. And you can bring up the start lever, fuel switch rather.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Let's get rid of them.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
45%, start valves closed, start number 2. All right, so we should check the air. At least 25, we've got 27. We need at least 15% and an oil pressure rise. There's 15%, oil pressure rise. Here we go, start number 2. Yeah, so we're looking for 2, 4, 6, 8 the oil plus 12.
Unlocking gear.
That's 2 is 20, 4 is 400, 6 is 60, 8 is the oil gulp, down from 22 down to about 15. That'll come back after shutdown minus whatever it burned. And the 12, around 1200 on the fuel flow if you're at sea level. There's 45%. You'll see the ignition go, start valves closed. You can go flaps 15.
Left is clear, right is clear.
Yeah, making it a little easier on myself, not having to do a bunch of talking, but it's mostly because the flight is so long. Here comes the configuration page. Rudder's right. Captain holds on the nose wheel steering. Rudder's left. Coming forward. All the way. Aft. 6 seconds stop to stop so you don't bang around the flight controls. And it looks good. Let's go outside. See if we can see this guy. There they are. Probably been staring up at me for a while. Sorry, buddy. Nose gear. There they go. They're happy. Look at the taxi light on. Checklist. I go to the overhead. Oh, that's my my checklist. Let's go over those, guys. We'll be using that's a pre-flight. All available on my Discord channel. Printable, foldable checklist. I sound like a TV commercial. Get yours today. Free checklist. Printable, foldable. Welcome packet with all the downlinks of all the systems. All interactive. Click on whatever you want. Go there. TFDi design. Flight training manual. Same thing. Come down here. Whatever you want to review as to how to fly Cat 3 or go round. They're all there. Interactive systems manual. Click on a panel. Go back home. Yeah, now. There we go. A lot of that's I made up myself. A lot of it's from other manuals. A lot of it's from the MD11pilot.org from UPS. The GPS test mode, what they mean, holding, and that's it. And that's the lesson plan from FSI panel. How do you like that? Pretty cool, huh? Anyway, come over to our Discord, join our Discord, expect the terms, accept the terms, and we'll all get along nice. Play over there, great group of guys. Love to have you on board, really would. It's FSI 001 taxi.
reside panel 001, taxi holding point Alpha 9er via November, Echo 7 and Charlie.
Okay, taxi point 09er via November Echo 7 Charlie for FSI 001. It's the FSI panel, right? All right, so we clear left, clear right, taxi lights on, and the aux pump is off, spoiler lever is armed, brakes are TO. All right, let's go. Park the brakes off. We got a green box down here, that's good. And you can see that the trim was supposed to be at 4.7. We're set 4.7, good time to check brake temps, brake tire pressures. Everything looks good. Go back to engine. And let's go to make our way all the way down to Echo 7. I'll keep this over here like I would an iPad so you can follow along. Please. Here we go. I have a salute. Good left and right. I love this stuff, man. All right, we got quite a ways down there for Echo 7. So we're going to get our closeout, our numbers. That's our final numbers for weights, winds, temperatures. Update our zero fuel weight. Make sure our takeoff weight, if we're doing a max takeoff, which we're not, make sure our takeoff weight is below our plan. However, with a flex takeoff, it just has to be below the assumed takeoff weight, which is 3,000 above the plan, so that's not a problem. And temperature, we're going to come up here. Temperature is 27 out there. If we were doing a max power takeoff, we'd have to make sure that our temperature was at or below whatever's on the takeoff power sheet. Otherwise, we'd need new numbers. But in today's case, we have a 59 flex temp, so we're well below what we need. And then the winds, if we had a headwind, we don't even bother computing unless we really needed to get out of there. But if we have a tailwind, you got to subtract whatever's on the TPS. MD-11 is probably around 1,500 pounds a knot, so if you had 10 knot tailwind, 15,000 off your runway limited, not climb runway limited. Weights, wind, temperature check. Glacial control panel will be nav when we go. You can arm nav now. You can arm profile now. Watch that box disappear. I am not going to arm auto flight till I get on the runway in case I go over 70% and activate it. You know, they, I guess this screw here, this toga, I didn't know that. I just found that out. And toga, of course, is right here on the throttles. I believe it's right here on the panel. On takeoff, though, when we bring it up above 70 and we have it armed, it'll go to toga power on us. Our profile today, takeoff, we're going to go nav, let the airplane fly it out, 5,000 transition altitude to 1013, and then 7,000 is our final level, flight level 70. A lot of frequency changes, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 12 frequency changes here between Leipzig, Munich, Bremen, taxiway, Landing, Maastricht, Paris, London, Farnborough. Go see the air show with all these BMW executives chartered by their brand spanking new MD-11. We took the time actually to put in an old-fashioned cockpit just for their entertainment. I love this airplane, guys. Oh, what did the V1 went to white? You don't want no stinking white V1, right? So we're going to go up here. There we are. Next left, and it's our first left. It's that first left, and then our first right. So our glacial control panel is set. Our mode control, our glacial control panel is set. Our weights, winds, and temperatures are checked. We briefed the takeoff. Engine out, by the way. We'll plan on coming back around at around 3,000 feet is good mid-sector altitude and land on this runway. Either runway works for us, I do believe. Yeah, we got an 11,000 foot runway, and the one we're taking off on is 11,811. So they're both good. And let's see here. 2800, yeah, 3000 is a good mid sector. So we'll go straight ahead, clean it up at level change at 800 feet. If we lose an engine, get it all cleaned up, come back around at 3,000 feet and land on either runway. And the winds are from the ATIS 270 at 16, ATIS is updated, altimeter is 1023. Beautiful. We're good. Any questions? No questions. So we do have a checklist. If you want to follow along, it's clear to start, engine, after engine start, all that stuff, SAP trim, GCP, we're all the way through here, EAD. And within 2 minutes, you got to let the flight attendants know you're ready for takeoff. Within 2 minutes of takeoff, flight attendants prepare for takeoff. Let's look outside. I was going to go across this bridge. I always loved taxiing across these bridges. I felt powerful, all the little cars below us. I always remember as a kid going to the airport when they had the rare taxiway above the highway being, I think it's probably what made me fall in love with airplanes. Not anymore, though. I retired back in September after 36 years with American, 7 years with the Air Force, and so I've been retired coming up on 10 and a half, 11 months. I miss a lot of it, but I don't miss the travel. All right, so first right is Charlie. There we are. In case you didn't believe me. Smoking along, 40 knots. Slow it on down, boy. Captain.
FSI panel 001, continue holding point Alpha 9er via Charlie and contact Tower 125 decimal 9055. Have a nice flight.
Okay, continue Alpha 9 via Charlie, Tower 125955. Have a good day. FSI 001. All right, let's look down here. Beautiful. Let's go to the air show. Flight attendants prepare for takeoff, please. Traffic's on there. Weather, terrain, green box. Notice I still don't have the auto flight armed. As I mentioned a bunch of videos, so we had aircraft. We do have a tailwind here, guys. We have to fly the FSI panel profile, so we normally go max, but we're in a simulation here. We have to make sure the winds are supposed to be 270 at 16, and that to me does not look like 270 at 16. It's like more of a tailwind, so we'd probably question the winds. Tower FSI 001 is ready for takeoff on 26 right.
FSI panel 001, Tower Guten Morgen, hold short 26 right, Alpha 9er.
Hold short 26 right at Alpha 9er, FSI 001. Say the winds, and he says they're 270 at 15, and I told him that their wind socker's broken. There we go. Otherwise, guys, we'd have to subtract whatever the takeoff power sheet said for every knot. Maybe it's 1,500 pounds, so we have 10 knots of tailwind, 15,000 on the runway limited, but naturally with these giant runways, that's not an issue. And that's the ILS hold short line. We can hold short up here. They could say line up after the departing, let's say after the departing British Airways 777, line up and wait. Now, as soon as he's rolling, we could actually line up and wait behind him. He doesn't have to, he can still be on the runway, different than America. So let's say they said that. FSI 001 after the departing British Airways 747, line up and wait.
FSI panel 001, runway 26 right, Alpha 9er, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, 26 right, Alpha 9er, FSI 001. Yeah, so we would be able to go out even though he was right there. Very different. Line up and wait. I'm going to go ahead and do the before takeoff stuff, guys. Which is here, 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 and on. I'll even turn on the logo lights. Line up and wait. Once again, we lost our V1. There it is. Don't know why. See how it went from, it's pink again, white again. Oh no.
FSI panel 001, wind 260, 12 knots, runway 26 right, you're clear for takeoff.
You have to take off 26 right, FSI 001. Alright, we're armed. Auto flight is armed. We got nav armed and profile armed. Bring our power up to about 70%, which at home is 70, about straight up and down. Looks like it took over. 101.1 is what we're setting. Thrust set. Checks. 80 knots. Checks. It's an acceleration check across cockpit. Little forward pressure. V1. Or rotate. 2 to 3 degrees per second, probably about 20 degrees nose high. All right, positive brake, gear up. Beautiful. Autopilot's on. Got all pink. So it should do V2 up until 3,000 above the ground. The FMS speed. You'll see climb power come in 1,500 feet. Right about, that's 19 above the ground. Right about there. There's climb limit. And at 3,000 it should start cleaning it up.
FSI panel 001 contact, mention the radar 126.065 inches.
126065 for FSI 001. There it is at 3,000 above the ground. It's lowering the nose. It's flap speed, flaps up. FSI 001's out of 3,000, 4,200, 5 minutes, flight level 70. Flaps, let's retract.
FSI panel 001, mention Guten Morgen are identified. Continue climb, flight level 110.
Walking, climb to flight level 110 for FSI 001. Alright, flight level 110. And we're out of 5 right there, so we got to get our altimeter set. Flight level 110 set. 1013, 1013, 1013. Checklist. Aft takeoff. Spoilers, gear, flaps, auto spikes, flats. EAD looks good. And EAD, just looking here for any unwanted messages. Climb into flight level 110. Yeah, about an hour and 15 minutes to land. Yeah, I decided just to do this a little more real time. Here we are, 25 minutes. I don't usually get airborne until 1 hour on these panel profiles, but because instead of being a 35-minute flight, it's an hour something, so I decided I would do this. So there's 10,000 above the ground. About power came back for a second. It's going up again.
FSI panel 001, climb flight level 170 and proceed direct or tag.
Climb to flight level 170, direct or tag for FSI 001. And I 170, I put that in the window and I look here and that's sec. And direct or tag. Direct or tag. With the beam points, now we just go direct. How's that look? Looks good. And off we go. That's not much return, so we don't have to redo it. Remember on these MD-11s, it creates a turn point. So once you get a little closer, you usually clean it up and redo it. That way they don't say, where are you going? So if you had a real high delta, like a 110-degree turn to direct, it's going to try to correct over to that original course, creates a turn point, as you can see here, and it will try to correct to that original course. Just kind of old-fashioned, so you would redo it as you approached. Or you come over and do it in heading, and then go direct when you got a little closer. Depends on the pilot. Otherwise, you'll hear this. You'll hear FSI panel 001, where you going? Never a good thing. I told my wife I was going downstairs and I was just gonna get ready for a flight tomorrow morning, kind of do the sheet. This is a new
FSI
flight.
panel 001, traffic 12 o'clock, 15 miles, 1,000 feet above your clearance 747. Expect higher shortly.
Okay, negative contact for FSI 001. All right, guys, so both our priorities here. He's at 18,000 and he's level. We're leveling at 17. I don't see them yet. There they are. Now he's descending. Getting ready to turn the autopilot off and follow the traffic advisories if we need to. It says he's descending. Now he's level. He's a busy little guy. There they are. Traffic in sight for FSI 001. How's that for a cool one? So yeah, had that been a traffic advisory, guys, we would have had to, they might have said monitor vertical speed, which means just keep doing what you're doing. If they said traffic, and we would have to click off the autopilot and follow the prompts here to climb or descend into the green or out of the red, depending on your airplane. Yeah, this going to be an interesting approach on in here with this little baby runway. We can start kind of figure out our, although we're going to get a climb here shortly.
FSI panel 001, climb flight level 230 and contact radar 1290.1. Have a nice day.
Watch it 29-1, climb to flight level 230 YouTube for FSI 001. Let's do first things first. Let's fly the airplane. Flight level 230.
Altitude.
That's what we asked for. That's what we got. Punch in FSI 001 out of flight level 170 for flight level 230.
Good morning, FSI panel 001, mention radar you identified, climb and maintain flight level 280.
Climb and maintain flight level 280, FSI 001. Flight level 280 set, that's what we asked for, that's what we got. It's in pink because that's our final. Let's take a look at our box. Perf. Flight level 280 is our predict. Cruise at 7.8, that's fine. Optimum is 3.5. Could go higher. We definitely could go higher. You see how that's our top of climb, our top of descent's off the charts. So yeah, 2.8's a little low. We'd have to see why they put us so low. Might be a matter of the winds. So there's 2428. Wind component minus, minus, minus. So the higher we go, winds are, yeah, that's a minus 25. They did it for time, but we're early. Probably could save a lot of fuel going higher. You'd also want to make sure your turbulence. Oh, I see what the problem might be, guys. Looks like the higher you go, the turbulence index goes from 1 to 2. So we would probably have to make sure they had smooth ride up there. Probably just stay at 28. Get all the lights out yet. Which I did not. Might want to write those up. I didn't get him all the way up there. Isn't that something? Look at you, Captain Marvel. Blaming the airplane. It's the outflow valve. Air refueling position. APU exhaust valve. It's a lavatory dump. Pitot tubes. That's an AOA probe. Angle of attack. Air conditioning pack inlet valves. 1, 2, 3. VHF antenna. HF antenna. Excuse me, SATCOM. Another VHF antenna. Nav light. Beacon. The other beacon light. These are static discharge wicks. We usually count those. So if you get hit by lightning or you had some static lightning on the airplane, they would discharge through those. Think of them as grounding wires. Naturally, they're on both sides. You'd count them. If any are missing, you'd write them up on the walk around. You can actually go without all of them. I don't know how many. Some on the elevator there too. Kind of fun, huh?
FSI panel 001, contact Bremen radar 126 decimal 325. Bye-bye.
126 325. Bye-bye. FSI 001. 126 325. 126 325. Set. Bremen FSI 001. Flight level 280.
FSI panel 001, Bremen radar. A very good morning. The flight director Warburg. This is Whiskey Romeo Bravo.
Direct to Whiskey Romeo Bravo for FSI 001. All right, go direct. For fuel fix, I'll do a beam points. How does that look? Looks good. And a beam, that's a beam GOT, ABG, WRB, looks good. Yeah, we usually do a beams just so we can get some good fuel fixes.
FSI panel 001, are you happy at funnel 280 or you need higher?
Request flight level 320, FSI 001.
Roger, FSI panel 001, climb and maintain flight level 320.
Climb and maintain flight level 320, FSI 001. I just wanted to do that, guys. The winds are about the same. We'll see what the rides are like. We would have asked them, yeah, how are the rides up there, sir? All right, climb power. Now we're gonna go to the box, I guess. Hold on a second. That's it. Might have to go into here, and net 320. There we go. Yeah, we would ask them what the rides were like up there based on the weather forecast. There may have been a reason they held us down here at 28. A lot of times they hold you down to get a fast and true airspeed. Those you go down and low and fast, stay out of the winds, but they're running late. But Farnborough Air Show, can't imagine we'd be in a hurry to get there. The only thing I can think of is the possibility you have a very strict arrival time, especially bringing a big giant airplane in to a small airfield like that, where you get all the little airplanes. They're going to stop the little airplanes to come in while you get your big body in there, so they may be very strict on the arrival times. All right, lights are out. I'm going to turn the seatbelt sign off, let the BMW people run around. 30 for 32. So how y'all doing anyway? How you doing out there? Really appreciate you tuning in. I really appreciate you subscribing. You guys should know this is my retirement gig. So I'm just not making much money on it. I think I've made a couple $100 in a year. Got a lot more scenery packs I bought for these things and that. So I'm basically doing it to mentor people, especially through my Discord channel. I instruct, those of you who follow me a lot know that somewhere in there with my stream of consciousness way of instructing, you'll pick up a nugget or two. So for even you, really serious flight simmers have been around a long time. Sometimes it's an insight into a guy with 40-something years of commercial aviation experience. Pick up something. I know I learn from you guys all the time. Which brings me to, I know I'm not perfect. I know I make a lot of mistakes. Please feel free in the comments. If you see me questioning something or having trouble, help me out. Come to my Discord, put it in the comments. Any criticisms, suggestions. Naturally, it always makes my day when you take time to just say something positive. It really does. It motivates me to keep doing this. But I love it. I really only started flight simming about, now it's 16, 17 months ago. Started content creating about a little over a year ago. I have a kind of a cadre of guys that were with me since the beginning. A lot of those are over on Discord. They know who they are. Helped me out a tremendous amount establishing with problems. I have one guy named Benchy over in Denmark. I call him all the time. I'm always on Discord messaging him to help me out. A lot of you guys have chimed in when I needed help getting started here. And, I'm not the most computer literate guy. I'm not the best immersion guy. I marvel at some of these into the burning, these guys that blue simulations, whatever it is. Man, it's beautiful. The introduction, the conclusions, the smoothness, their lack of mistakes. I pretty much do a raw product. This is the first time I've flown this profile. You're going to see it. If I do a lousy landing, you're going to see it. I don't live stream. This is as close as you'll get to me live streaming. Take a look at one thing. What time are we landing? Right now it's 10:39. We've been airborne for 19 minutes. We're landing at 41. So about an hour. It's 10:40 now. 1 hour until landing. Yeah, I tend to go. I should have data up here. I'd like to have data. I like to have data and I like to have airports with situational awareness. Here we go. Yeah, I don't do many flights in and out of Germany. I do think my across the pond westbound flight was Munich to Chicago though, so I did do that one. Oh, I'm sorry. I was supposed to do that. It ended up being Vienna to Chicago. Sorry about that. Some of the cool things in the box here. Reference, closest airport. There's a lot of things here. There they are. You can put your own in. If you want, just type it. Drop it in there. Like, let's see. Amsterdam, 153 miles away. Sometimes, as far as the alternates go, guys, do you want to go to these? Closest one. Well, if your hair's on fire, your aircraft's on fire, cockpit's filled with smoke, it's get down. But remember, like, here's an airport right here, right? It's 38 miles away. Well, you're at 32,000 feet. It's going to take you, with everything hanging, 90 miles to get down. So that's no closer than maybe an airport with an 11,000-foot runway. Maybe an airport that has stairs to get people off this airplane. Maybe an airport that actually can refuel a 777. If you're over in an area like Central Asia or other places, maybe it's an airport that actually has medical facilities. You're diverting in there for a person with a heart attack. They don't have medical facilities. They don't, as I mentioned, don't have a way to get the people off the airplane, get the people on the airplane. They don't have hotel rooms. They can't refuel the airplane. So we usually call our dispatch, and our dispatch will have all that information. Air traffic control could probably help you with that stuff. But you don't want to be taking 300 people in to an airport that can't even get them off the plane and can't even fuel you. That's a big thing. I talked about that on my last flight on my LaGuardia to Atlanta, diverting into DCA. I did it on both airplanes. I did it on the MD-11 and the PMDG 777. A lot to think about diversion. But when we're flying along here in Europe, we're constantly talking about where we would go next. And if we have a shift change, if a guy, in this short flight, because we don't have one, if a guy comes up, the pilot, to relieve you so you can go take a break, on a, like, let's say a 10-hour flight, you'll give them your alternate. You say, okay, we've got a Hamburg here, Berlin over there, Frankfurt here. The Switzerland is socked in. You don't want to go to Zurich, Vienna, Austria, because they have bad weather. Here's your best weather alternates. We check the NOTAMs, and the NOTAMs at Frankfurt are both ILSs are off the right. Things like that. That's our kind of our briefing. We tell them what we're flying in. Okay, we're all flying the box all pink here. We've got profiles running. We've got everything's running off the FMS. No ride reports. Seatbelt sign is off. An hour till landing. The latest weather in Farnborough is good. Anything you have on your briefing, and you're thinking about that, you're talking about it constantly, so it's very easy to do. Speaking of which, let's take a look at something while we're here.
FSI panel 001, contact now Langen radar 135. Sorry, frequency is 135.650. Bye-bye.
135.650, bye-bye. FSI 001. 135.650. Laying at FSI 001 at flight level 320.
FSI panel 001, London radar. Hello, you are identified. Routed direct Abami.
Direct Abami. Abami, FSI 001. It's a tricky one. Here's Abami, not Adami. Abami. Alright, that's it. So let's go direct. So many airplanes here. Abami. We'll do a beam points. And how's that look? Looks good. Execute LNAV. Here we go. Try to keep your heading bugs slewed around in the general vicinity. That way, if you get a heading, a lot of guys, on most airplanes, you'll go heading hold. They give you a heading selector, but heading hold first before you turn, just in case your bug's behind you. And he says, turn right, turn left heading 250, and you click it, and the airplane starts going right. So we try to keep our bug somewhere up ahead of us. What else on the box? Menu. CFDS, what are we gonna do? Oh, down here for the you're gonna do VATSIM, IVAO. You've got your pre-flight, your en route, your post-flight. You can get your departure clearance, sign on, have your hopping code, receive messages, everything. CPDLC, ACARS down here. You're gonna do VATSIM. Reference. We did the closest airports. Here's your ACARS again. Same as down there. You tend to run it off the center box. Return. Reference. You can put any waypoint in here or any nav aid. Type in a nav aid and find out what frequency it is. It worked. Aircraft status, you know what that is. Sensor status works on the real aircraft. It gives you all your different maintenance functions. The MCDU down here, this one, was often used for maintenance. You clicked on maintenance functions on it. We weren't supposed to touch anything here, really. And you could find out whatever faults you had on the aircraft. What we do in the flight log. Find waypoint, you can put in whatever you want. It'll usually come up with the lat long. You can define one. You can make it up yourself on the defined waypoint. We used to do funny things like there's champ, that's the lat longs. If you go reference, defined waypoint, like let's take your, that'd be fun. Let's take your current position. All right, so 5125 720. Let's try that. 5125 720. I don't know if that's really it. You can do that. It's the wrong format. But you type in the correct format, put it in there, and you could name it Bob and put it right here. Sometimes we did that just to, when the other guy came up, there'd be like his girlfriend's name there. I think, yeah, it gets a little boring. I'll admit that. Alright, so let's go takeoff approach. We're going to land, right now we're at 392. And we're coming up on Abami, Nurkle, let's say Abami. Is Abami segment burn? Abami hits 14.2. We're burning 28, so another 14,000 off. 14,000 off. That's 378. So we go to electronic flight bag, performance. EG LF, runway 24, dry. That's from that's from, what do you call it? Navigraph. Winds are supposed to be 260 and 14. Temperature is supposed to be 25 when we get there. Landing weight 378. Auto brakes. Wow. We're going to be medium. Reverses all. Flaps 50. Calculate. The estimated landing distance is 3,700. Stop distance available 68. EGLF. No. That's really not what we have available. Let's just try this again.
FSI panel 001, proceed to direct Maastricht, Mike Alpha Sierra.
Check Mike Alpha Sierra for FSI 001. Alright, Mike Alpha Sierra. Go. Guys, that's I'm doing that because I'm flying 777 a lot. Mike Alpha Sierra with no beam points. And let me show you why that's wrong there, because Farnborough. Look at that displaced threshold. Are you kidding me, right? Runway 24 from the threshold is 5,900 feet with 4,900 available, 155-foot runway. Now, could we get permission to land on the entire runway? The airport might. You could call up and maybe they have provisions for that. I don't know. that would help, right? Because if you take a look at the whole runway, it's 8,000 feet, right? But we're only good with displaced threshold here. The stopway, we're much shorter. We're more like 5,000 feet, and we're gonna have, this taxiway is too small for us. Portion of the taxiway. Yeah, so probably not. Those taxiways aren't any good. Runway 24. There it is. Probably turn around, backtrack. That taxiway probably is too small for our aircraft. Probably turn around, backtrack, come on in here. Overview. Pretty cool. Airport elevation is 238. Just showing you some of the things I've been thinking about. Procedures. There it is. Longest runway 8,000. Charts. Approach. Said we're going to probably get the ILS 24 Yankee. Initial approach. We're coming here. Indigo. Probably not a bad time to start checking this. We're way over here. MAS, Rigo, Sogri, HUL, CIV, CMB, Olivia, ABB, cool. LDAX will pick up the arrival at LDAX.
FSI panel 001,
Naji.
contact Maastricht control 132.085, RSA flight.
132.085, have a good day. FSI 001. FSI 001 at flight level 320.
FSI panel 001, Maastricht radar, good morning. Identified, routed direct, Sogri.
Direct Sogri, FSI 001. How's that look? Looks good at beam points. AB means a beam. AB. That's the initial approach. Nidgo, Ivcon, Luxiv, Nevada, LF303, Nexub, mandatory at 3,000. It's 3,000. Nevada at 4,000. That's okay, we'll leave that in there, but Avada at 4, where am I missing that? I don't really see that, do you? Nope. Maybe it's on the approach. check the ILS. ILS Yankee. Vexa at 3. At 3, and then we've got CF at 2. 111.5, 242 won't tune until more than 25 miles of the field. It's up to you. You can put it in now if you want it. I don't bother to. I've never had it fail me. We got to check it on final anyway. Pappy's on the left, 4,900 feet. Minimums, category D, 550, no problem on that stuff. Do not descend below. I'm just looking through some things there, guys. Misapproach is straight ahead, climb to 3,000, straight ahead to 900 feet, then left outbound. 910 feet, left hand turn outbound. Vexib at, there it is, the holding left hand turn, and hold at Vexib. Bin sectors 2,300. After landing, yikes. After landing. Oh, runway 24. Is the this is stopway. Turn around. Back taxi Delta. You know, can we go on this taxiway? Maybe we can. I'm trying to look for a restriction. That's what I was looking for earlier. Maybe it's in the NOTAMs, the flight plan. Let me check. Farnborough. Let's read through here, guys. $220 from the holding expected. That's Munich. Yeah, I'm trying to find anything that'll prevent us from going in there. On this approach this runway, the 3.5 glide path is mandatory both for noise abatement, ensures safe landing clearance above the danger areas. So it's a steep glide path, vertical distance provided by a PAPI. So we're going to have a steep final, so definitely want to be flaps 50. And this runway is a displaced threshold, resulting in a landing distance of 5,900 feet. So we know we can do it. Heavily controlled airspace, congested airspace, and then noise sensitive areas. Kind of looking through anything I can see here under references. Okay. No reason we can't do it. We can definitely get in there. All right, let's go in here. Hope you guys enjoy this stuff. Like I say, I'll have a bookmark. I could pause it, you know, and let you all just pick it up right on the descent, but there's a lot to think about out here, really is. We're approaching French airspace. Let's look up EBBE. EBBE. That'll be fun, right? Buchen Air Base, Belgium. This is obviously France up here. So we're about we're doing 8 miles a minute. There's 40 miles. So we're about 5 minutes from French airspace. Just entering, we're in Belgian airspace right now. Langen. Maastricht should be next. On our, in the airplane we had iPads with JEP JD Pro, and it would follow your route. You go route data, it would give you all your frequencies to expect, your sectors, where you are. It was fantastic. You take a 16, 17 hour flight from Kennedy to India, where you transit 20 countries along the way, language barriers, it's hard to understand the frequencies. You could go to your iPad, see where you were on the iPad, see what frequencies were available to you, what was it, and kind of anticipate the next frequency in the next sector, which is where I'm trying to go with all this. Brussels. Getting ready to up on France. Look up another one. LBCV. We do this on our iPad. Yeah, you can see all my stuff there, huh? EBCV. Belgium. Supreme head. It's the headquarters, Supreme Allied headquarters of
FSI Panel 001, can you please check your transponder? I have lost your radar contact.
Stand by. Alright, so we can go to the other side. Okay, we've changed it over there. How's it look now for FSI 001? I'll press ident. He didn't ask me to ident, but I did it. So we're on. I went to number 2. FSI 001. We changed our transponder. How's it look now?
FSI Panel 001, radar contact now again and continue with Paris. Frequency is 128, decimal 105. Bye-bye.
128, 105, bye-bye for FSI 001. All right, guys, so what we did is we just went from System 1, Transponder 1 to Transponder 2. Paris FSI 001 at flight level 320.
FSI Panel 001, Paris, bonjour. Identified, proceed direct QNAV.
Bonjour, direct to QNAV, FSI 001. Wow, that's way down there. That'll cut off a bunch of time, too. Now we're planning on landing at 40. That cut off 7 minutes. Oh, no, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 40, and we're 30, so 32 minutes to go. Yeah, so that's kind of what we do the whole way. We sit here, we say, where are we, where will we go? Constantly brief the guys as they come on board. Yeah, I pushed the wrong switch, guys. I'm not worried. That was cool. We found the lights on. I thought I had them off. I didn't get them off. Very unsafe. Very unsafe. Very cool though, right? I think I just chewed up my drone. I love this stuff. I really do. So there's our top of descent there, guys. And it's about 55 miles away. So that's about 7 minutes at 8 miles a minute. Time to check our weather radar for Farnborough, our ATIS rather.
Knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more, cloud few 2,500 feet, scattered 5,000 feet, temperature 25, dew point 16, QNH1023, transition level flight level 70, vacate runway 24 at the end, taxi with caution, acknowledge received Farnborough information mic on first contact.
Information Mike, transition level 070.
This is Farnborough information Mike, runway in use 24, expect ILS approach, surface wind 270 degrees at 14 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more, cloud few 2,500 feet, scattered 5,000 feet, temperature 25, dew point 16, QNH1023, transition level flight level 70, vacate runway 24 at the end, taxi with caution, acknowledge received Farnborough information mic on first contact.
Alright, information Mike, we wrote that down. We talked about most of it. We have a little bit of a headwind. We did our landing data, if you remember. Around 4,200 feet for runway 24. And then you can put this in. That's our approximate weight, 50, we want to brake medium, calculate 3720, and we have, it says 6,800 feet, but we know we have more like 5,800 feet, but we're still good. We definitely, landing distance available is inaccurate, as we knew by those 10 dash, the reference pages here. $5,900 feet, steep pappies. Definitely want to be slowed down early, configured. Don't want to be trying to go down a 3.5 glide slope and slowing down and getting configured. If you go miss, 3,000 is a good sector altitude. If it's up by tower, just come back around and try it again. We get high. If it's by Well, the weather's great, so it would have to be by tower. They tell us to fly the published. It's 3,000 feet, 910. We saw that was in the box over here, and enter a pattern. We'll check this at 25 miles out. We've got Pappies on the left. Minimum is a 419 or 200. We can set that now. Why not, right? I've got a Razor Basilic that really can hyper scroll. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, it's Captain Richard. I'd like to give you an update on our flight progress. We should be touching down here in just about 25 minutes or so, maybe closer to 30, depending on the air traffic control vectors. Weather in Farnborough, excellent visibility, some light scattered clouds at 2,500. It's presently 25 degrees Celsius. And the winds here, they're out of the west at 15 miles per hour. It's a short runway, so you'll notice we'll be a little bit abrupt on the stopping. We'll be turning the seatbelt sign on in preparation for landing in approximately 5 minutes as we start our descent. So get the need to get out of your seat. This will be your last opportunity to do so. On behalf of TFDi Charters, we are pleased to have brought you to the Farnborough Air Show. Go BMW. Go BMW, let's go. All right, that's good, guys. Such a dad. All right, our lesson plan, and we called ahead on a thing like this, they would tell you where you're going to park. It's going to be tight. I would have liked to go down Delta, but they say this whole taxiway is congested. So we're going to have to go down Foxtrot. It is tight. Get through here, and we're supposed to park at gate 22, which is all the way down at the end down here. That's what they told us when we called up. I'm just reading all the notes. So we're going to park somewhere down here and coming through here. Yeah, this Delta is obviously wider, but they have all planes lined up here, making it, for the air show, making it unacceptable for us. Get our big TFDi MD-11 in there. It's going to be a static display while the BMW reps go look around. What an imagination, huh? One thing I don't want to be as high here, guys. So, go Prague. You can go fix. Farnborough, EGLF. What a memory. I don't know what it's doing there. Kind of slowed down, got a little fast, I guess. All right, we're 122 miles out. We're at 32,000 feet, 3 times, and we're going straight, pretty much straight in according to this. So 3 times our altitude to lose is 96. So plus 10 because we're coming this side. So that's 106. And we are at 119. So the 13 miles. And this thing says 13 miles. How's that?
Contact London Center 129.430. Bye-bye.
129.430 for FSI 001. Bye-bye. The creator of FSI panel is French citizen. JP, I don't know if that was him. It didn't sound like him. London FSI 001 at flight level 320.
FSI panel 001, London Center, good morning. Report ready for descent and plan to cross LDAX at flight level 180.
Plan to cross LDAX at flight level 180. We'll call you when ready for descent. We're ready now for FSI 001. Might not have heard me because of the panel. I'll give him a call here 2 seconds prior. There we go. FSI 001's ready for descent.
Roger, FSI Planet 001. Descend flight level 180 and be leveled by LDAX.
Descend flight level 10, be ready by LDAX, FSI 001. Alright, we'll put 180 in here. 18 is set, is that what we got? Yep, there it is in white. So, as you know, we don't get kind of a warning here. We just kind of comes, you gotta trust it, There it goes, and here we go. Should be starting down here. There it goes. And we've got, by the way, 18 in the box at LDAX. It's descending at 330. Now, if they all of a sudden transition to 330 knots, if all of a sudden they gave us a higher, slower airspeed, we'd definitely be using a lot of speed brakes. Because to go down and slow down would not be easy. This is based on a very late start down because it's 330 knots, so that way you can hold up longer. But if all of a sudden they said maintain 280 in the descent, we would have to speed brakes, idle, and get this thing some drag on it. Because 330, there's not a lot of room to play with if they were to slow you down. So we're thinking about that. It did our landing data. Flaps 50. It says 140, so probably 145. Very cool. Cool profile, cool idea. I think JP had it listed maybe as a 3. Lets me know it might get a little difficult here. It might be a 3 just because very steep final. If you're not configured, very short runway. You got to do landing data analysis. You got to look at the taxiways. Very tight turnoffs, tight ramps. Might be that. A lot of frequency changes. Unless something changes, I'd put it more like a 1 or a 2. There's some tough profiles. I've been doing one Delta 540 from LaGuardia, Atlanta, diverted into DC. As I mentioned, I did it on the PMDG 777 and the MD-11 the other day. That's... You need a beer after that one. You do. I hope that's not the case here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Captain Richard. We started our descent into Farnborough. Should be landing here in the next, let's say 17 minutes. Please return to your seats, fasten your seatbelts. It's been our pleasure serving you here at TFDi MD-11 Airline. All right, go over the overhead. Turn the seatbelt sign. That was cool with the lights. When I started flying around, saw them, realized I had to turn them off. Like that stuff. Love this sim stuff. You know, while I'm doing this, I'm looking for problems with the airplane. I am. Thus far, I haven't found any. That's my job as a quality assurance guy. If you see any trouble with the airplane, give me a comment. Or go to the Discord, TFDi Discord, and post it in the MD-11 questions area. Don't post it on GitHub or anything like that, and those guys will see it and do something about it. But guys like me that aren't developers, just quality assurance, I'm always trolling around the MD-11 questions. I'm pretty quiet in there. I rarely say anything, but I know who you all are, and I'm looking for anything you saw, and I go back and look for it so I can write it up and bring it to their attention, take credit for it. You know, I'm an unpaid intern, so it's all about the ego. What did I say on the transition level? 70? Yeah, transition level 70. Level 70. So our first 1,000 is 6,000. I always think of it like that. Transition level, and then where's the first 1,000? climbing out, transition altitude, let's say it's 6,000, means your first flight level is 70. Like think like that. When we come through 70, we got to get 1023 set. Imagine if you forgot to set your altimeters. You know, on the real airplane, I don't know if it's on this one. I don't know if it's on here. Let me see, perf. You know, I don't know why I didn't set that. Transition level, descent forecast, transition. Yeah, 6,000. I'm going to put 7,000. Wonder if they'll let me do that. Now, so it knows 6,000, so it'll give you an altimeter warning there. That's pretty cool. Things you're thinking about. Things we'll be talking about in the cockpit, obviously. The major thing.
FSI Panel 001, contact London Control 133.180 over the day.
133.180, good day to you, FSI 001. London FSI 001's out of 200 for 180.
FSI Panel 001, London, good morning. Identified, cleared ILDAX 1 Victor arrival. Descend and maintain flight level 120.
Descend and maintain flight level 120. Cleared the LDAX 1 Victor arrival, FSI 001. .120 is set. That's what I asked for. That's what I got. Hey guys, there is no, this profile was made up earlier. There is no X-ray, it's a Victor, LDAX 1 Victor, and we already checked all those points. Oh, there it is, descent planning, 4,000 by Avata. Remember I was looking for that? There it is, 4,000 by Avata. I was looking at the initial transition. 4,000 by Avata, 18 by LDAX, 4,000 by Avata, and 3,000 by VEXIP. 18,000 LDAX, 4,000 by Avata, and VEXIP at 185 and 300. Very cool. Yeah, I was looking at the initial planning. We put on the MD-11, we always put the landing lights on. American Airlines at 18, except I think the Airbuses do it at 10 because the landing lights extend and they create drag. All right, descent check. FMSMC landing data, system display control panel. Go to status. No open items, nothing on the EAD as well. Fun, relatively relaxing FSI panel profile. You guys got to get it. It's around 50. Get the advanced package, the premium one, because you can. If you're flying some of the airplanes that have it, you're able to do malfunctions and pattern work, take snapshots. I've done lots of videos on that, and JP over at FSI panel. Not to mention their Discord over there. It's fantastic. They're fantastic guys. It really is. It's really, really good. They have a real great exchange. JP's very responsive. Lots of guys to answer your questions. If you have any questions, you dump it under the flight number. So here we are in FSI 001. You would go to that profile on the Discord and post a question. JP gets to it when he's not flying. Now, he's a captain, sim instructor, line check. He's been a sim instructor. That's where his whole knowledge of this stuff came from, what makes for efficient training. It's FSI Panel 2020 for Mike Nassar, Flight Simulator, trained like a real pilot. And efficient use of sim time, what a trainee would actually use, what would benefit them, how can you get the most bang for your buck, the most landings. Simulator time in the airlines is very, very expensive, so you're always trying to get as much in as you can. There are some instructors that are really good at running simulators, and some that are not so good at running in simulators. All right, so now that we passed at 18, our next pit point is Avada at 4. And there it says, it's looking over to at 4, even though we only have 12 right now set. Right, it's looking down to 4. That's what its target is. How's our ETA doing? It's saying we're going to be on the ground at 46. We're 29, so that's 17 minutes. 17 minutes, and we are 52 as the crow flies from the airport. Right on the path. I think we thoroughly reviewed everything. I promise you that if we get a special exemption to operate in here with the taxiways, I didn't see any restrictions on those taxiways. They look awful narrow for a Category D aircraft of MD-11. I couldn't find any. I thought when I first looked at this profile, I was going to have to do a 180 on the runway, and that's interesting too, because you need 148 feet on this aircraft, and this runway here is 148. It's right exactly where it is. There is a turn pad down off the stopway down here that would give you a little more room, big right-hand turn to come down if I was going to go up Delta. But here we should be able to get off Foxtrot, but we still have this stopway here. We could come out and turn in this turn pad if we wanted to before we came back up. We should be able to get it stopped. Pretty lightweight. Now, anytime you're in a VNAV descent or profile descent, you're really watching. You fly right along with the machine. You never trust it. So 250 at EVEX right here. It's going to slow to 250. 210 at rump. Here we go. So there goes 250. It's slowing. Might need drag here. I'm going to help it out just a bit. I've got some speed brakes extended, guys. It didn't ask me for drag, but it's going to be humping to get back there at 250. There it says add drag. We beat it to it, didn't we? The other thing you can do is 280. You can get slats extended on this if you're below 20,000 feet. There it is, speed brake's coming up. It probably would have been fine if I waited for the message, but you can see we're 6 miles out and just start getting to 250 now, so I wanted to be helpful. I like to be helpful. 250. Next one is 210 at rim up. That's up here. That's about 15 miles away. So we're going to go down, slow down. It thinks it's going to be at 11,100 feet at 210. We might have to help it out a little there too. And we're only, as the crow flies, 38 miles from the field. I'm not crazy about putting up slats now. I'd like to do it clean, but I think I better get some slats out. Slats extend. keeping the heading around. Yeah, I have a feeling, see how it's trying to slow to 210, that it would have been asking us for more drag. I'm going to go speed brake here. Yep, there it is, add drag. I got to disarm the speed brake. I'd armed it. Give it a little help here because it needs to be at 210 there. And it thinks it's going to be at 11,100. It's maintaining the path. There it is. We'll see what it does. If the throttles start going up like they are, you can bring the speed brake back up.
FSI panel 001, descend via star, 4,000 feet, QNH 1023.
Descend via the star, 4,000 feet, 1023, FSI 001. All right, so it's 4,000 feet. Let's put that in. That's the bottom on the star.
FSI panel 001, contact now, Farnborough approach, 134.355, safe landing.
134.355, thanks a lot, FSI 001. All right, 4,000, descend via. We're doing good. And information, Mike. Approach FSI 001, information Mike's out of flight level 120 for 4,000.
FSI panel 001 Farnborough approach, very good morning. Expect vectors ILS 24 before reaching position Nevada.
Okay, we'll expect ILS vectors 24 before Nevada, FSI 001. All right, guys, what I've done is I've set, even though transition is not till 7, it's 1023, I've set it already because my airline, once you clear below it, you can set it. But that's a pretty big difference. So that, thought it was a lot higher, so I put it a little bit higher. So that helps us out here. Helps the machine figure out where it is. The more sophisticated machine knows what you preset the altimeter, they know. And Nevada will be at 4,000. I probably want to be slowed down after by Nevada. I think we're not supposed to be slowed down until, yeah, I think I'll be until Vexham, but we'll see. It might give us a short approach. That might be what he's trying to tell me. Here's Nevada. Yeah, they might be cutting it a little close. We'll see how they do. Making sure I'm monitoring it. Right now, well, we might get a more drag here. I went to plan there to figure that out. We've got flaps 15 available if we need it. Right now, our flap speed is 255 for flaps 15. Out of 10, flight attendants prepare for landing. Lights are on, and we chime them. And descent check is complete. Altimeters and lights. Altimeters, lights, sterile cockpit. Looking good. Got the spoilers armed, we got auto brakes set, and what could go wrong? This approach altitude would be 3,000 if we need it. Still on the VTI, he said descend via. It's doing a nice job tracking. Definitely want to be slowed down nice and early going into a tiny little runway like that. And taxiing in, I'd be briefing the guys, hey, listen, if you guys see anything on the taxiing, we can stop the airplane. If you think it's close, let's not cut anything close. If you're uncomfortable, we'll stop the airplane and get towed in or have them move equipment. I don't trust everyone to keep us from hitting everything. Because no matter what, guys, if you're taxiing the airplane and you hit something, you eat it. The captain eats it. Whole crew does. And it's for the FO to say, yeah, I thought it was uncomfortable. I kind of gave him a hint. No, they basically just say stop the airplane, and you stop the airplane and go from there. All right, it's doing a nice time. It's on the VTI. Doing a nice job. It needs to be at Nevada at 4, no problem.
FSI Panel 001, fly heading 010 degrees, descend and maintain 3,000 feet and reduce speed 210 knots or less.
010 on the heading, 3,000 on the altitude, 210 or less for FSI 001. All right, 3,100. So, it's 10 rather. Let's come over here. I'm going to go to the heading. 100, heading select, the altitude. 3,000. And we're no longer descending via. So 10010, 3,000 and descending. Let's go flaps 15. Seems like they might bring us in pretty short here. That's pretty tight. 210 or less. Let's go bring the airspeed back to 185. I don't like this. Slow it on down. Should have the frequency set by now. There it is. It's set and identified. Let's go to the box, clean it up. I'm going to go this here, direct 2,000. That's obviously not correct. I'm just showing you, get an idea that whether or not we're high. There's 3,185 knots. It's bouncing around pretty good. I'm worried they're going to dump us in here, guys. Because that's an awful...
FSI Panel 001, turn right heading 060 degrees, descend and maintain 2,000 feet and expect base turn in around 7 months.
Right heading 060 down to 2,000, FSI 001. All right, 060. Zero 60 2,000. And 6 miles. Yeah, they're going to turn us in right over the FAF, which is 2,000. So you definitely do not want to be hot here. I'm going to slow down even a little more, down to 180. Yeah, you got to kind of anticipate what they're doing. Naturally, you could say, you know, you're coming into an air show though. It's tight. I mean, I did a couple in the Air Force, and it can be crazy. I'm just going to leave it like that. 2,000 over the FAF. It's accelerating a little. Let me get in here. Help it out. There we go. You got to kind of fly your airplane. You can't rely on them to do it for you. I'm happy with where we are now energy-wise. Even if they turn us in here, we'll be good. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead up here and start the APU. It's going to be, I do not want to be distracted on taxiing. It's going to be tight. Yeah, bouncing around pretty nice out here. Well, maybe they're not going to dump us in, but that's okay. We were ready. We were flying our airplane. We weren't going to be led around by our nose, right? Yeah, we're bouncing around really nice. Farnborough, banging us around. Hang on. Little wing flex going on there. Sweet. That's Ockham right here. I've never been down this low over Ockham. Usually we're 7,000 or 8,000 on our way into London. Naturally, we do have Heathrow over there if we need it.
FSI panel 001, right. Turn left heading 320 degrees.
Left 320 degrees, FSI 001. All right, 320, 4,000, 2,000. Little bouncy. Make sure my this view is set up for taxiing to be right above the tail. But it's going to be tight.
FSI panel 001, turn left heading 270 degrees, and then you are cleared ILS 24.
Left 270 degrees, cleared the ILS 24 for FSI 001. All right, 270.
FSI panel 001, contact tower, frequency 122.780, bye-bye.
122.780, bye-bye, FSI 001. All right, guys, there's a localizer course, 270, that's a good intercept. You can see it out there. Here we go. It's supposed to be 2,000 at the FAF. Steep final, remember that, right? Farnborough Tower, FSI 001 is final for 24.
FSI panel 001, Farnborough Tower, good morning, wind 270, 14 knots, runway 24, clear to end, and please vacate at the end, or via Fox 2 or Fox 1 will do. Be careful, very narrow taxiway.
Okay, clear to land runway 24, vacate F2 or F1, thanks for the warning, FSI 001. All right, guys, so I'm just waiting for the course to come across. Fox 2, Fox 1, we talked about it. Fox 2, Fox 1, down there at the end. Low capture. Let's bring the heading over. Truth is, we could set misapproach altitude too, right? Because we're locked in here at the altitude.
FSI panel 001, I see your missed approach. Climb 3,000 feet, runway heading, and contact the approach 134.355. See you later.
All right, guys, that's wrong. Right, because we're not missed approach, so we're going to shut the FSI panel off. Gear down. said you see that you're missed approach. There's a runway right there. So the FSI panel got a little bit lost there, I think. We're clear to land. We should get the box set up down here, though. Direct it this, that. I go flaps 28. Guys, you see what I did there, right? That's not correct. This one. All right, there you go. Coming down on the glide slope. Get the airspeed dialed back. Flaps 35. .40-60 approach. Flaps 50. And we're banging around pretty good. For landing checklist. All right. Speed brakes are armed, brakes are armed, flaps are 50, clear to land, green box.
Stabilizer motion.
And it's been turbulent all the way around here. Let's see if we can get a nice landing out of this. Yeah, I don't know why they said I see that you missed approach. Happens.
Stabilizer motion.
Let's get the autopilot off. Autopilot's off. Let's do some pilot stuff, guys. There we go. Let's do some good pilot stuff, right? It should be a little bit of a right cross. You definitely do not want to land long. So we're going to stay right in the bars here. Don't want to land short either. Yeah, we're bouncing around kind of good here. Taking over visually. Airspeed's a little low. Stable target, sinking 1,000.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
300.
Little low, runway in sight.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at the runway, guys.
Glide slope.
Approaching minimum.
Glide slope.
Try to touch down right at the beginning here. I'm visual.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
40.
Glide
30,
slope.
20. 10.
Brick 1. Let's get it stopped. Got a light. We get reverse. 3 in reverse. It's 80 knots. Coming out of reverse. He said we could turn off earlier if we wanted. Let's turn off. Flaps up after landing. Those are narrow taxiways, baby. So let's not go off them, Captain. Woo! Should have bought the scenery pack. Yeah, you saw it here first. So I would guess, transition, got myself nice and brick 1, got off probably a little early. Here we are. Turn on the ramp right up here. Turn in. Gate 22 is all the way at the end. Oh, there it is over there. Supposed to park all the way down in this area. All right, self-critique, flaps up, gears up. We can go to the lights. Obviously, you know, you got the sync rate and everything on final, but that's because we were transitioning to land at the Brick 1 with a 5,900-foot runway. Not my best touchdown, not my worst. Turning off, yeah, the wheel might have got a little bit dirty. The wheel might have got a little dirty there. After landing checks complete. Looks like we're all the way down at the end, right here. Bring in our BMW execs. I looked for a good package to buy here. I couldn't really find one. Should be it right here. Spot 22. Sure. Bring it on home. Obviously, not a lot of detail in this terminal. All right, we'll stop it here. Brakes are set. Seatbelts on is off. AP is running. You can chop them. Checklist. Overhead. Turn off these. We turn off this. We turn on the APU bleed. We turn off the cargo temps. Turn off the RRUs. Turn off all the lights. Turn off the high intensity and the beacons. High intensity should have come off after we landed. Navs we leave on. Go over here to electronic flight bag. Services. GPU's connected. Wheel chocks are set. Come back over here. Go to GSX. Parking. We'll do this.
The chosen
Just
position is too small for your aircraft.
warp me there, alright guys? Warp me there.
This parking is too small for your aircraft. The boarding requested.
Alright, let's go outside. Yeah, they put us way over here. Looks like we got a little action going on here. Let GSX figure it out. Alright guys, that was Leipzig-halle, Germany to Farnborough, England, with poor pronunciation of both airports, and the TFDi MD-11, near and dear to my heart. We'll get ourselves to plane, get these BMWs X over there. They'll pull up, make a static display out of us, and by the time's gonna be out. Not the most eventful. We didn't do any engine
Passenger's
failures.
bus is coming.
No malfunctions, but we sure did have fun. Here comes our passenger bus. Make sure we say hello. Wow. Yeah, there you go. Follow me. Follow me. Over here. Right here. Alright guys, about time's out. See you later. Don't forget to subscribe. Really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate all the help. Don't forget to comment. Give me any suggestions that you can think of. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Passengers, the boarding sign.